if you look at meta-analysis data, meaning summaries of clinical trials, so we're going to get a nice aggregation of how effective this is. Rifaximin for clearing SIBO clocks in the 50s in terms of the average clearance rate. Probiotics clock in also in the 50s, meaning you have a roughly like 50-55% chance of clearing SIBO with either rifaximin, the antibiotic, or probiotics, which is great. When you combine them, you get to about an 85% clearance rate. So this is why we recommend starting with probiotics, which in your case, that was enough. Yay, right? If we needed more juice, that's when we can layer a short course of the antimicrobials on top of that. So hence the hierarchy and why we have an order of operations that we recommend working through.
Wow. Did it help that I had done sort of the inverse of that, done antimicrobials for so long and then got on probiotics?
Yeah, probably. I mean, I think just the combination is what's needed. My preference is to use probiotics first because I think they have more carryover benefit than antimicrobials. If you just look at the fact that probiotics can improve mild cognitive impairment, anxiety and depression, issues with skin, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, can help with certain thyroid markers. It just seems that this would be a better starting point. But in any case, if someone needs more juice, the combination is a good therapy to use, irrespective of how you get there. So in your case, you probably did have some benefit with being front loaded with the antimicrobials.
I must say, I did feel, and I don't know if a lot of people feel this way, but I did sort of feel like, wow, I'm using herbs all the time. And so I'm constantly just killing off bacteria. Yeah. And this may not be very scientific, but moving to probiotics, it felt like, because everything you see that's published right now anywhere is like, you should be taking probiotics for your health, right? And so everybody's selling some sort of probiotic drink or something. And so to have that paradigm of like, I can never have probiotics and I'm constantly killing things did make me, whether it's a fallacy or not, sort of concerned with my long-term health. And then also another piece that I wanted to mention, going back to the friends that, have been dealing with these same sort of SIBO symptoms. I don't know how often you see this, Dr. Ruscio, but the discouraging thing is if you make progress in your health with a clinician, and then you get to a point where it's sort of like, well, this is the best we can do. This is where we're going to be maybe forever. At least in my experience, it's easy for people to eventually just give up. And then when they give up in many areas of life. Well, why exercise and why focus on my sleep and why not drink more alcohol, et cetera? Because, nothing works anyways.
Yeah, no, it's a great point. I mean, coming back to the mentality piece, right? This is why the mentality is so important and why we will interrupt people when they start forming this feeling of a combative relationship with their gut. I've got to kill these things. And that's where I think you were. There was always this thing sort of blooming inside of you that you always had to kind of kill and beat down. And that's a very adversarial relationship to have with your body rather than a supportive one. And that can spill over to, well, I'm going to make sure I exercise and I meditate and I do all these other things because I'm in this mentality of supporting my health rather than my body's like rebelling in some weird way. And I got to constantly be attacking it with some sort of, aggressive killing therapy like antimicrobials.